these carved out rock tables in these places that they would have meals. So they recline, and they literally recline like this, and it's like a domino effect. So they each have a leaning against the other. And the disciple whom Jesus loved, as it's described there, has his head on Jesus' chest. And you could just see Jesus holding and loving. Everything's okay. Nothing's going to happen. I am with you. You are not alone. And I often share this as a penance. I used to. As a penance to people when they feel so rejected or burdened, or they can't let go of their sin, a little scrupulous that way. I often offer them that image. I said, I want you to just lay there. Put yourself in the place of the beloved disciple and just recline with your head on Jesus' chest and let him just assure you that you are okay and that you are loved. And so we've all had that experience from our mothers. I mean, we've had to. That first moment. And maybe it may have not lasted long. I don't know your specific history. But for that first moment, it was embedded into our genes that you're loved. And that's what Jesus is saying. You're loved. And nothing will separate you from that love. So I talked way too much now, but anyhow.
I think the aspect of childhood, because Frank is right. We made children do something that they weren't at that time. There's a sentimentality that we have about children that didn't exist in this society. Children were chattel, and their worth was what was even, especially in terms of a girl child, would be her bride price was that child's worth. But what this is talking about in this context is, and with James too, is that this child is someone who has no power over anyone else. The child can make no decisions for somebody, has no push, has no weight, and I think as a rebuke to the disciples who were arguing. And it's interesting, disciples are people who've already, said, Lord, we've given up everything for you. These are not people on the fast track towards success in the world. They've left their nets and their counting tables. And I think it's kind of a warning that for us, that no matter what context we put ourselves in, there still is the temptation to have power over others. And sometimes it seems even we legislate from our very small places. We're not trying to be corporate executives, and we're not trying to be generals or presidents or anything. In a sense, we've given up all that, but we still have the danger within even our tiny circles, and even where there isn't any money at stake and there isn't any property, any fame or anything, it still is. We have this tendency that we, through the disciples, are being rebuked for, of trying to fix things and control things, and even if it's just for the satisfaction of being right, for the satisfaction of having your voice prevail.